Hi learners, welcome back. If you are new here, we are all about growth and personal development and becoming the best version of who we were created to be. Previously, we had started a series, The Fruit of the Holy Spirit, and how that aligns with our personal development. Now, in the spirit of being consistent and being people who follow through, we are continuing with that series until we finish. Today, we are on fruit number 5. Yes, kindness. Let's talk about that. Before we dive into it, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to do and join the family. Now, have you ever met someone who is generous, someone who is caring, someone who is very thoughtful in the things they do towards others? That is what we call kindness, and it is a fruit. It is part of the fruit of the Holy Spirit. There are so many ways to show it. You can be empathetic, you can be thoughtful, you can be considerate, and so much more. And in my opinion, I think kindness is also subjective. It all depends on how we define kindness to be in our own terms. So, based on what you think kindness is, you're able to see it and notice it in other people. Christ is the author of kindness, right? The Holy Spirit in partnership with Christ. And there has to be a way that He has planned for us to be kind and the way He wants us to look at kindness. And that's what I want us to see. There's a verse, Matthew 7:12, basically says that what you should do to others, what you would want them to do to you. As in, whatever you think is the best thing to be done to you, that's what you should do for others. So when you look at this verse and many other verses that talk about kindness, you get a theme of how Christ expects us to look at kindness. And what was very noticeable for me is that it's outward looking. And by that I mean it's focused on people. And the conclusion from that for me is that Christ expects us to use kindness and these other fruits of the Holy Spirit for the benefit of the people, for a greater good. As in, it's meant to edify others. In as much as, yes, we will become better people, it also gets to edify other people. And that points us to the very loving nature of Jesus. And I mean, that's how He wants us to model Him to other people, right? So what can we say then are the benefits of this kindness? First and foremost, being people who are working on our growth, it acts as a source of peace for us, because when we act in kindness, it's reciprocal. The person who receives that kindness most of the times responds in kindness. And at the end of the day, since we are doing this with the understanding of how Christ wants us to look at it, we are not doing it so that we can receive good things. It's for our own good, it's for our own peace of mind, because I think if you act in kindness, it saves you a lot of headache. Like thinking, how do I respond to this person? Because most of the times when we are trying to be rude or act up or respond in a negative way, like how the next person has been to us, and we are trying to act in the same way, I think it takes up a lot of energy from us. So it's easier to be kind than to be rude, in my opinion. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. And that is how Christ wants us to behave. So the first thing I would say is that it's for our own peace of mind when you act in kindness. There's a verse from Proverbs 15 verse 1. You can go read it. It talks about how a gentle answer, it turns away wrath, or it turns away that bitterness, and a harsh word usually brings about strife. Go and read about that. Now, the next thing I would say is that it makes the world a happier place. If you act in kindness towards someone, it lifts up their mood. Actually, think of this. When you have had a bad day, a very bad day, and someone acts in kindness towards you, how does it make you feel? You actually end the day feeling better, feeling happier. It lifts your mood. It actually makes you think, oh, there are actually good people out there. So it makes the world a happier place. Imagine if everyone acted the same way. Imagine if everyone was kind to everyone. What a beautiful world to live in, right? My dad, thinking of how kindness benefits us, is that it brings that sense of belonging. Because think of this example. If you are a new colleague somewhere, if you're working in a new place, and everyone is just secluding you, how does that make you feel? You feel like you are not wanted in that space. But if you meet someone who is showing you around, someone who is being helpful, you feel that belonging. You actually think these people are for me and I can belong here. So it creates that sense of belonging. The fourth thing I would say is a benefit of kindness is that it becomes better to work with others, because if we are all about building walls and thinking of how to respond negatively or looking out for ourselves, that place becomes very toxic to work in. No one wants to share ideas because you're like, this person will steal my idea, or think of all those bad things that would happen. But if you have that, if everyone is being kind to the next person, it's a very collaborative space. Everyone wants to share and help the next person, so it becomes really better. It becomes a better place to work in. Yeah. So those are my 4 things I would say are the benefits of kindness. If you think there's something else that should have been added on this list, leave it down below on the comment section, and stay tuned for the next one. I know this one was a short and sweet video, so stay tuned for the next part of this series when we'll be looking at goodness. Bye.